In this session, we will discuss about the numerical integration. Numerical integration is a technique which used to estimate the antiderivative of the function. In the previous session, we have discussed about the numerical differentiation. In here, we will we will discuss the things which is related to numerical integration in this session. And actually, this numerical integration is an approximation technique for antiderivative of a function. Therefore, when we are going for this numerical integration, several methods will be used, and three methods which is related to us will be discussed in this session. The first method is the midpoint rule. Here, we are using this midpoint rule for this numerical integration, and at the very beginning, I have to tell you all these are approximation methods only. Therefore, you may get some different answers if you are comparing these three methods, but anyhow, we may get somewhat different approximations. It is because if this range A to B range is becoming larger and larger, then the accuracy of the calculation may be less. Therefore, to get the high accuracy and high precise values, uh, at the very beginning, I have to tell you the range should be way uh, much more closer each other. It means the range should be lower. Therefore, for small ranges, we can have very good results using these numerical integration techniques. Therefore, this is said to be the numeric midpoint rule. If you need to take the integral of function x with respect to dx in the range of a to b, if you are having function fx, and if you need to identify the integral of this function in the range a to b, you can use one method, is midpoint rule. If you are using midpoint rule without doing an integration for a function, you can directly use this. This is how you are evaluating it. It is the difference between the upper limit and the lower limit, difference between upper limit and lower limit. Then it has to be multiplied with the midpoint value of this limit substituted in the function. A plus b divided by 2 is the midpoint value for the range a to b, and you have to obtain the midpoint value, and then you have to substitute it in the function. Okay, this is one example that we can consider for this midpoint rule. Here you are asked to evaluate the integral of the function sine x with respect to dx in the range of 0 to 5. Here I is a value which we have used to denote this integral, and you are asked to evaluate this value using midpoint rule. If you are using the midpoint rule, these are the three values you have to identify according to the data given in the question. Therefore, first you have to identify what is the function. Here we are denoting it by fx. It is now sin x. This is the function we are having, and then we have to identify the lower limit of the integral and the upper limit of the integral. Always lower limit denoted by a and upper limit is denoted by b here. Then you can identify the values for fx is sin x. According to this problem, this is the lower limit, it is 0, and 5 is the upper limit. Therefore, it is the value for b. Then using the midpoint rule, you can use this. Then using the midpoint rule, you have get b minus a. B minus a is 5 minus 0, b minus a according to this calculation. Then you have to take the value at this midpoint. It is here, still I am using function f, and the midpoint value would be 5 plus 0. It is a plus b or b plus a divided by 2. It is 0 plus 5 divided by 2. Then the midpoint value is now equal to 5 divided by 2. Midpoint value is 5 divided by 2. Now what you have to do is you have to substitute this value in the function f. Here you have identified function f as sine. Therefore, in the place of x, you have to substitute 5 divided by 2. Then what you can do is here you are having 5 minus 0 is 5. Then 5 times sine 5 divided by 2 gives you a value. Therefore, you can say that the integral for sine x in the region of 0 to 5, the value is equal to 5. But here I have taken this just as an example only, but here if you see about this range, it is quite high. Therefore, sometimes we may get some high errors. It is because here we will get somewhat low accuracy once you are using a large range. But just for an explanation, I have used this range. Therefore, if you are evaluating this function, then you are getting the value as 5. Now you can see that we have not used any concepts of the integral. We have not used the techniques of integration to evaluate this value, even though we are using an integral notation. Therefore, here we are using just an approximation method only. Then another example is you are asked to use the midpoint rule to approximate the integral x times sin x dx. It means that this is the function you are having in the region of 0 to 5 divided by 4. Therefore, if you identify the values associated with this problem, you can see that fx, it is the function, it equals to x times sin x. X times sin x is the function you are having, and a is the lower value or the lower limit of the integral, and b is the upper limit of the integral defined by 5 divided by 4. Therefore, using the midpoint rule, you can apply it here. Now you can see that value of b minus a is 5 divided by 4 minus 0. Then this times the midpoint value you have to identify it for the function. Then it will be 0 plus 5 divided by 4. A plus b is 0 plus 5 divided by 4 divided by 2. Then you can see that the identified midpoint value is now equal to 5 divided by 8, and this quantity has to be multiplied with the quantity 5 divided by 4. It is acting as a constant term. Therefore, now you have to substitute this midpoint value inside the function. You can see that function is x times sin x. Therefore, in the place of x, now you have to substitute 5 divided by 8. That is how we are getting 5 divided by 8 times sine 5 divided by 8 inside this bracket. And we have to evaluate this calculation. Therefore, once you insert this quantity in the calculator, then you will get this value as 0.1182028029190. And one thing you have to pay the attention, it is because here you are using a trigonometric function. Since you are using trigonometric functions, definitely you have to convert your calculators for the radian measures initially. Otherwise, the calculations may be wrong. It is because normally these values are different from the degree measures. Okay, this is for the midpoint rule and how we are using midpoint rule. And the next thing is trapezoidal rule. In the trapezoidal rule, it is quite like this. If I draw an, now think about using the integral, application of integral. What we are going to do is we are going to identify the area. Therefore, if you are going to identify the area for the function fx in the range of a to b, therefore this is the area you may identify. And this is one method you can use. You can divide these, you can divide this region into n number of very small parts. Therefore, if you divide this into n number of very small parts, here having the equal distance between any two lines here, it means that this, the distance between, or this perpendicular distance of this should be same. Therefore, if you consider a single part of this, then you can see that it is quite like a trapezium. Therefore, using the concept of the area of the trapezium, we are defining this trapezoidal rule. Therefore, if you see about this trapezium, if this length is a and if this length is b, then you can take this length as h. Then we are saying this as we are taking this as how to get the area of the trapezium. To get the area of the trapezium, what we are going to do is we are getting a plus b divided by 2 times h, the perpendicular distance. Therefore, here we are using the same concept. Here we are using the same concept, but instead of a and b, we are having fa plus fb, and instead of h, we are having b minus a values. It is actually the other way around. It is we have to convert, we have to rotate this trapezium by 90 degrees. Therefore, you may get, if you consider a single part, then it is quite like this. Now, if you consider a single part, very small distance, therefore here you can see these are the values for these two. Just forget about this, this is a general one. Therefore, if you see about these values, these would be FA and FB. Therefore, this height would be FA and this height would be FB. This height would be FB, FA and FB. And this would be the, we will consider now new value of B is here, new value of A is here. Then if you consider this small region, these are the values for FA and FB, and this is the value for H. This is the value for H. Therefore, the perpendicular distance can be obtained as H, and the H can be defined as B minus A. It is equal to B minus A. Therefore, now if you consider the area of this trapezium, it is just the addition of these two, FA plus FB. Here it is FA plus FB, and this has to be multiplied with h is b minus a, and the whole part has to be divided by 2. The whole part has to be divided by 2. Therefore, this is how we are using the trapezoidal rule. And again, I have to tell you that this can be directly used if we are having very small distance in between A and B. Therefore, now based on this concept, we are using, it is the area of a trapezium. Now you can see it is a collection of trapeziums. Therefore, we are using, or we are defining this trapezoidal rule to identify the area of this region. Therefore, we are using that concept to identify the integral of a function in the given region. Then if you look about this trapezoidal rule, it is quite like it is saying that you are asked to integrate the function f with respect to x in the region a to b. Then without doing the using the techniques for integration, you can use the approximation method. It is given as b minus a times f. It is the value of the function f at the point a plus value of the function at point b. It is fb divided by 2. Actually, if you see about this equation, this is equal to the area of a trapezium. Therefore, this is how we are defining trapezoidal rule, and I am defining this for a very small distance in between A and B. Therefore, if you consider this example in here, you are asked to evaluate the integral of sin x in the region of 0 to 5. Therefore, here you can see that this is it's actually it is fx equals sin x, and value of a is 0 and value of b is 5. Now you can see that if you are considering these are the values that we need to identify to use the trapezoidal rule. We know the value function, we know the lower limit of the integral, and we know the upper limit of the integral. Therefore, using the trapezoidal rule, you can do the appropriate substitution. The only difference between previous method and this method is, in the previous method, first of all, we have identified the midpoint and then we have substituted the function in the midpoint rule. But in the trapezoidal rule, we are evaluating the value at A and we are evaluating the value of function at B, and then we are taking the mean value. Therefore, what we have to do here is, here we are having b minus a, 5 minus 0, then this has to be multiplied with the value of the function at 5 and the value of function at 0, then it has to be divided by 0. Therefore, if you are using trapezoidal rule, now you can say that integral has become to 0. Then this is the next example I am using. If you are using trapezoidal rule to approximate this integral, then here also you have to identify the function identified as x times sin x, then value of a and value of b, 0 and 5 divided by 4. If you are using trapezoidal rule, first you can use this equation b minus a times fa plus fb divided by 2. Therefore, if you use that substitution, a is 5 divided by 4, b is 5 divided by 4, b minus a is here. Then function and value of fa is f0, and the value of the function for x equals 5 divided by 4 at the point b, it is here. Then we have to get the totals and divide it by 2. Then we can get the value at f divided by 4 for the function x times sin x. It is given as 5 divided by 4 times sin 5 divided by 4. This plus 0 times sin 0. Therefore, this is how we are getting this substitution and divide it by 2. Then once you perform this calculation using the calculator, then you can obtain this value as 0.2180895062. Therefore, this is how we are using the trapezoidal rule. Therefore, once you check this answer with the previous, there will be some difference between some differences. It is because if we are using somewhat a large distance or somewhat a large range in between A and B, then it will leads to us an answers with low accuracy. Okay, now we will move for the next method. It is the Simpson's rule. If you are this is one another method that we can apply for obtaining the integrals or approximation for the integrals. Therefore, the Simpson rule is defined as if you need to get the integral for the function f with respect to x in the region of a to b, we are defining the Simpson rule in this way here. It is b minus a divided by 6 times the value of the function at point A plus 4 times value at the function value of the function at the midpoint of A and B, then with plus value of the function f at the point B. Therefore, you can go through this example here. We are evaluating the integral for this function using Simpson rule. Here also we need to identify the quantities fx, a and b. Therefore, if I use these values, then we can see that this is the function, it is sin x, value of a is 0, value of b is 5. Then you can use the appropriate substitution. Instead of b minus a, now you can say it is 5 minus 0 divide by 6. Here value of fa, I have taken it here, value of fa, it is f naught, value of fa is f naught, then value of fb is f5, and here we need to take the 4 times f, 5 plus 0 divided by 2, it is just the midpoint value. We need to substitute midpoint value in the function. Then once you perform this calculation, we can see that the value we are getting is 2.094395102. Therefore, once you compare this value with the exact value for this integral, then the Simpson rule gives much more accurate values for the integrals. Therefore, if you compare these among these three methods, then you can see that this Simpson method is much more good approximation technique to identify the integral of a function using the numerical method. And this is another example I have considered. Here we are having the function as x times sin x, and you are asked to integrate this function with respect to x in the region from 0 to 5 divided by 4. Then we can see that the function is x times sin x, lower limit is 0, upper limit is 5 divided by 4. Then using the Simpson's rule, we can say that it is b minus a divided by 6, it is 5 divided by 4 minus 0, value of a divided by 6. Here I have used the value of a, it is fa, it is f0. Here actually there should be one correction here. Should be 0 times sine 0. Once you use this function, the function is defined as x times sin x. Therefore, I have to substitute the value of x as 0, since we have identified value of a as 0. Then we need to do this appropriate calculation using substitution. B plus 5 divided by 4, and here we have obtained the value for the midpoint is 5 divided by 8. Then using the appropriate calculation, we can obtain the answer for this as 0.1513826289. Therefore, again here also, if you compare these with the previous two results, there may be the results are somewhat less precise for previous two values, previous two methods, but if you are using Simpson rule method, it would be more closer to the exact value. Therefore, we are getting values which are closer to the exact value. It is because still we are using the approximation methods. And thank you all for joining with this session.